Hello, it's Friday 7th of October and back out on the golf course for a quick update. So I'm just panning across from the top of the course this morning. Lovely autumn day, the leaves and the trees are just starting to turn. We'll have some great colours out here very soon, no doubt. Brian, our new captain, will capture those. Lovely day. So I've not been out with a camera for a while, but just to give you a bit of a season update, we've managed to keep a full team of staff all season this year, first time in a few years, led by Louis, and they've all done a really great job for us this year, and it really shows on the course. We've done really well out here. Overwhelmingly this year our course has been praised as coming out ahead of lots of the other local courses, particularly as we don't have fairway irrigation here, but we've done a really great job keeping the fairways going. Those of you that remember 2018 here at the club, we lost a lot of cover in the heat that year. There was a lot of grass cover diminished, and it took some time to get back, but this season we've had similar heat, not quite as hot, but it was very similar drought periods, and the fairways have held on much better this time round. There's two main reasons for that. First of all, we've had the borehole installed since then, and we've managed to use a little bit of that water to put a little bit of water on the fairways where we've needed to, just to keep them alive. We haven't got a lot of water for that, but we have got a little bit, and we managed to keep some of the key areas going using the borehole. So that was another investment that the club made that's really paid off a little bit. But the other thing that's been key to the success of the fairways this year is the 5-year, 10-year programme that we put in place back in 2018-19. The committee authorised a 6-figure investment in equipment to improve our fairways, and that's really starting to pay off, and they've become much more drought tolerant, and they've held up much better this year. So that work that we've been doing on fairways for a number of years now has continued, and with a full team we've managed to ramp that up this year, and that includes scarifying. This time of year you'll see that we've been out with a grade and scarifier and ripped out a lot of thatch. We hollow core the fairways at the beginning of the season, again thatch reduction, and we've got a programme of very deep heavy aeration on the fairways to help improve root mass by creating spaces for the grass to grow roots in. So deep rooted plant, reducing thatch helps water get into the ground where we need it, where the roots are. Add to that the wetting agent program that we've put in place, where we're spraying wetting agent on our fairways at least 3 times a year now, to help them make best use of the available water, and all that's added up to fairways that have held on much better than you would expect for a golf course without fairway irrigation. One of the other notable differences is the mowing height we use on our fairways, which is much higher than you might expect, but again we've managed to keep a nice fairway with a decent lie where you can take the ball whilst keeping the height a little bit longer, and a longer leaf develops better rooting system as well, a stronger plant, and that again holds on for much better when the drought came. So all in all, we're doing everything we can mechanically with irrigation etc. to improve the fairways, and it's really showing. But there's also more we can do, and the sward composition is something that you can change to improve the types of grass you've got, and put in place grasses that have been developed in recent years to tolerate the sort of weather that we now see. And that's where our seeding program comes in, Operation Broadsward, and more on that later. So whilst I'm just walking down 10 here, I'll show you some other work we've been doing as the start of the winter work begins, autumn winter work. Just tell you about the drainage program that's coming up. So starting on the 17th, we're going to continue our drainage program. There's 4 different areas we're going to tackle on greens. They're relatively small jobs, but quite fiddly actually. So we're going to take the water that puddles up on the 9th away. There's a little puddle on the back of the 4th that you'll know about if you're a regular here. Back of the 14th green, and also going to add a bit more pipe to the work we've already done on the 12th at the back of the 12th green there, and they're all sort of short pipe runs, but will be key to getting water away from the green surfaces where we've got a bit of standing water. And then on fairway drainage, we are going to tackle 4 different fairways this year, initially by putting in main carry drains on the 8th, 10th, bottom half of the 14th and the top half of the 5th. And then once the main carry drains in on those holes, we're going to add to that lateral drainage at 10-metre spacings as much as we can until effectively we run out of time or budget. So we'll see a massive improvement on 10 and 8 as a priority, and then we'll do some work on 14 and 5 as well. So just finishing up on fairways, obviously I've just talked a little bit about the way they've handled the season so far, and just briefly mentioned Operation Broadsword. That's a great appeal from on behalf of the sort of green staff, Louis, and the volunteer group, the Brookmans Park Golf Club V Corps, as I'm now calling them. Our volunteer corps have been brilliant, absolutely brilliant since the last drainage project. Really special thing to have at any golf club, and really shows what a great members golf club this is, that people will get involved and do their bit, and it's been really helpful all season. As I say, what we've got here at the Brookmans Park is really special, I think, and you don't get this level of volunteering at other clubs. You know, we've got people volunteering from divoting to drainage, and then governance through to growth planning. And when I say growth planning, I don't mean the Tory current model, but you know, from out on the ground here, right into the committee rooms. We've got a great group that are really all pushing the club forward. It's really nice to see, and unusual these days, so should be very proud of that, and massive thank you to all of those people. So on Operation Broadsword, just by way of an update this morning, we just tipped over £3,000 collected this morning so far, which is great news, but we've got to get to 10.5 to trigger the first overseeding pattern. So if you can, or you haven't done it yet and you're going to, please put your name down, get in touch with the office, go to the bar, various ways you can add your donation, and a massive thank you so far to all those people who've put their name down and put some money in. So again, just touching on the V Corps, Tony Haynes has become the unofficial and probably now nearly official chief organiser. Great administrator. Tony is doing a great job out here every single week, and Dickie Gomez never far behind. He's out here every week doing a lot of work, and those two are really taking the lead on the V Corps at the moment. Well, actually for the last few months. It's been really great to see. There's lots of other names, too many to mention, that are out here week after week after week, so huge thanks to those. But if you want to get involved, on the 17th of this month we're going to start the drainage works. It'll be 2 weeks, maybe 3, but certainly 2 weeks of drainage works going on. If you want to get out here and get a bit of exercise helping us out with that job, the green staff will really appreciate that. Get in touch with Tony and he'll put you on the group and keep you informed as to what you can and when you can help out. Much appreciated, all those guys. So as I just wander up to show you some of the work we're doing on the Tiger Rough, other tasks that the boys have been dealing with as we go into autumn. Done all the fairways, as I said earlier, have been scarified, cleaned up. Big job, that huge job. Continue with the filling of the drainage lines that sank in the summer due to the heat. Again, with the volunteers doing a lot of that work. We are repairing areas of GUR, so ground under repair, so bits that have been a bit weaker coming out of the summer around greens and tees, etc. Some fairways. Hopefully the overseeding gets Broadsword project is successful and we can get on and do the double overseed on that, really help that kick on for years to come. And we're cutting the Tiger Rough, as I say. that thins that down. It's a massive job every September. Cut down all the tiger rough, collect it all up as well. We remove the grass clippings so that we don't put the nutrition back into the soil, and that allows the sward in there to thin down. We want the thinner, wispier grasses in there, so that's what's happening with the tiger rough at the moment. This is Jim on our biggest tractor. He's named all the tractors as Jim. This one's Bessie. So they cut all the grass, collect it up in the hopper there on the Amazon. That then gets tipped and taken away. Really thins down the sward, so next year that'll come back a little bit thinner, have less nutrition in the ground. Here you can see the area they've already done on 15. Much tidier, and every year that just gets a little bit thinner, comes through a little bit wispier, makes it more playable. So that pretty much wraps us up for today. So winter work includes, as I said, some extensive drainage work. If you want to get involved in that, helping out, Tony Haynes is your man. Get in touch with Tony. We've got the fairway work that we're going to continue, GUR repairs. We'll also get into some path work as winter approaches, try and improve some of the paths and renovate a couple. And the other notable thing to say is we've got some tree work that's due back end of this month. It's in the club diary, so have a look. We've got some ash around the 5th, around the path from the 5th to the 6th. So there's 8 ash trees down there, and the ash dieback unfortunately is affecting those, and we need to get those things down while they're still safe enough to climb and drop to the floors. So you'll note in the diary that we have to close the hole for a couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, back end of October. It's in the club diary, so watch out for that. We'll have to do that so it's safe while we get these ash trees down around the 5th. And that's it till next time. I'll try and get another one of these out before Christmas. All the best.